I'm pleased to welcome Betty White to this program. The multiple Emmy-winning actress has been a fixture on television for years with roles in similar shows like Mary Tyler Moore and, of course, The Golden Girls, which I was just watching last night. More recently, she's been recurring on the hit ABC series Boston Legal, but she's also co-author of a new book with Tom Sullivan called Together, a novel of shared vision. Betty White, what an honor to have you on the program.
Well, aren't you nice, Tavis? Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you.
Delighted to meet you. I feel like I know you. I see you so many times every day.
You can't get rid of me. That's right.
What's it feel like to have gotten to a point in your career where you have done so much stuff, and obviously enough stuff that's good, that I can catch you 3 or 4 times a day on 3 or 4 different shows?
Oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because whatever you did, then pretty soon shows up in reruns, so it comes back to haunt you no matter what.
But it's got to be a good feeling, though, to have been associated with shows like The Golden Girls and Mary Tyler Moore, even Password, the game show. I mean, this stuff, you're on TV every day somewhere.
Well, it's embarrassing, but it's wonderful. It'll be 60 years next year.
Yeah. So
you can't. Everybody, my husband used to say I was a pioneer in silent television.
60 years. Take me back to the beginning. How did you get started?
I was just doing the television was just starting out here. It had started in New York about almost a year before, but then we got some kinescopes and things like that. And a local disc jockey, Al Jarvis, called one day and he said he needed a girl Friday. And I don't know even where he got my name and stuff. So I thought, well, sure. I was doing another little show where I was getting $5 a show. And I thought, gee, another $5, that's $10 a week, for heaven's sake. And so when I got there, it turned out that his girl Friday was also his girl Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we were on the air for 2 weeks, and they extended it to Saturday. So for 4 years, 5.5 hours a day, 6 days a week, no script, no nothing. You just went out there and took your chances.
Sounds like this show every night. I just come on, take my chances.
Take your but that's what makes good television.
I think so.
Not all the you know what I like most about your show is that not most, but that you don't do a pre-interview. We can just come out and get acquainted, and that's lovely.
You like that? You like that tightrope kind of experience? Just
oh yes,
walking like that.
Oh sure. You know, you fall off a lot, you slip off a lot, but
don't I know?
But you just keep plowing ahead.
Yeah. How do you do this? How do you? I mean, somebody else might have a different answer to this, but how does Betty White do this for 60 years and not get tired of it? Still love it, still enjoy it.
I love it. I really do. I'm the luckiest old broad on 2 feet because my life is divided into half. Half is show business, which I love, and the other half is animal work, which I love. I have to stay in show business to pay for my animal business, but it's a joy. It really is to be able to go and still be asked to do things at my age is kind of nice. Yeah.
I'm going to get to the book in just a second because since you mentioned the other half of your work is a love of animals, the other half of your life is your love of animals. And the animals certainly figure into this book. We'll come to that in just a second. Tell me, though, now that I know how you got started in acting, where the love of animals came from.
Oh, in the womb. Yeah. Tavis, my folks were just as bad. I think I was an only child, and I think they were so disappointed when I only had 2 legs and no tail. I think they were ready. Well, my mother used to tell me we had an orange marmalade cat, Toby, when she had me. And Toby used to sit on the edge of my crib and supervise things. And she said, if Toby hadn't liked you, we'd have sent you right back to the hospital.
So since you were a child, you have been in love with animals.
Fascinated by them.
Yeah. What fascinates you so much by them?
Oh, the variety. Yeah. I love nature because when you think of animals and plants and bugs and birds and flowers, and there's so much variety, and it's all around us. And I just find it intriguing. I love it. I worked with the Los Angeles Zoo for 38 years, and I've been with the Morris Animal Foundation. It's a health organization for 40 years. So it's really it's my real work, and I just stay in show business to underwrite it.
Yeah. What has most of your work with regard to animals centered on? Health issues, saving animals, what's been the epicenter?
Animal health and welfare.
Animal health and welfare.
Moritz Animal Foundation, we fund humane studies into specific health problems of dogs, cats, horses, and zoo and wildlife. And so though I'm not into animal rights, I'm not into any of the political side of it, I'm into just animal health and welfare.
I respect that. I mentioned a moment ago that there is an animal that factors into this story, this new book, Together, a novel of shared vision. The novel is based in part on a true story. I'll let you explain what the storyline is, though.
Tom Sullivan and I are great and dear friends. This is our second book that we've done together. But let me assure you, it's Tom Sullivan with Betty White. It's not and Betty White. I did a couple of chapters, but it's mostly I did the visual stuff. Tom's been blind since birth. And our first book together was about his guide dog Dinah. And I took Dinah when she had to retire from working because she couldn't handle the new guide dog that came into his life. So that new guide dog, Nelson, is the one who figures in this book. But then it's Tom's storyline, and it's interesting. It's this guide dog that was so in love with his trainer at the guide dog school, he didn't want any part of going into any house and helping. And he was a bit of a mischievous. He would keep getting sent back and rejected. And Brendan, the hero, is a mountain climber and falls and is blinded, and he wants no part of being blind. So these two antisocial creatures get together, and it's the way they work it out. And I love it. I just think it's coming out this week, as a matter of fact.
You know, I've got my copy already, so mine's the bootleg, I guess. This is just coming out. I got mine already. What is it you think? This goes back to part of our earlier conversation. What is it from your perspective about animals that so intrigues all the rest of us? And I ask that in part because I was just looking the other day at the New York Times bestseller list. And sometimes it just makes me laugh when I look at the list and I see the number of books on the list about dogs, people's relationship with dogs. I mean, there's so many books on the list from time to time about animals.
Well, and how many articles or stories figure not just dogs but all animals. I think it's because we get a response from them that we don't always get from people. You can go to Tibet or you can go to the mailbox and pick up the mail. You're going to get the same greeting.